What it is, focus your homeboy first, back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. I'm glad to be here with y'all for episode 208 of Put It On Something. Okay. Y'all see I'm here at my mother's house filming. Yeah, my mother is still in the hospital. Okay. But she told me to go to the house, and I told her I would go to her house because I had to film, got to work. As I said in a post online, one of my businesses is the entertainment business, and throughout this week that she's been in the hospital, I've still been doing my job and posting content. Um, and I thank God for all of y'all who have prayed for my mama. You feel me? Um, Things are looking like they're getting better. She still has to have what I hope to be a minor procedure done. Uh, she might be able to get that done tomorrow. I'm taping Sunday night. She may be able to get that done tomorrow, but if not, Tuesday, and then hopefully we can get on home. Okay. But again, I thank y'all for your prayers and all of your support. You are definitely the realest ones for supporting me. Okay. And speaking of the realest ones, make sure y'all follow me across all social media. Okay, I'm talking about on Instagram, on Threads, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok. I'm on TikTok now, and it's real starting all the way over. To my from scratch. This is my first TikTok. Never had one. All right, but follow me everywhere and subscribe on Instagram. Okay, become one of the realest ones on Instagram. But let's go ahead and get into it. I know why you're here. You feel me? I know why you are here. Because Jackson State University just registered its first win of the year in a route over lane, which was expected. Okay. Last week we talked about killing the mosquito with a sledgehammer. And god damn it, they introduced the mosquito to the sledgehammer. Okay. But no matter who the opponent is, a win is a win. And therefore, for the first time this season, we must strike up the motherfucking band. Let go. Shout out to the Boom, y'all. Shout out to the Boom. Much love to the Boom. I really appreciate all of y'all who showed love to my mother underneath that post that I made about her vibing to the Boom in the hospital. Um it was crazy, man. Like I also posted, it was torture being in the hospital that damn close to the fucking game. The game is going on. You can hear the traffic and all that kind of shit from St. Dominic, and not being able to be at the game. You feel me? Shit, I'm a motherfucking season ticket holder. Parking pass, every goddamn thing. Great seats. But you gotta do what you gotta do. At least I gotta do what I gotta do, That's my life. But I was glad that I could show. I was glad that I could watch the game online. You feel me? I thought that was a good look having it on this YouTube like that on the SWAC digital network. I ain't had no quarrel with that. Hopefully we getting some bread off that. But that was good. That was good. Even though like I paid in previous years for JSU Sports Network, I've encouraged y'all to do the same. You feel me? But you want the games to be as accessible as possible to folks. You feel me? And that was very accessible. And so I was glad that I could watch the game, but also I was able to show my mama the halftime show. My mama was a former band member, y'all. She played the clarinet for Rogers High School, which is now Canton High School, in my hometown of Canton, Mississippi. So my mama played in the old school baby boom, you feel me? And she thoroughly enjoyed seeing the halftime show. Hell, if y'all missed that clip, check it out. That was a great moment, man. That was a great moment. I wish y'all could have seen her watching the whole halftime show. She was just so happy. And then when she got done watching it, she started playing, well, just humming her tune from her time playing in the band when she was in high school. She said they used to play Watermelon Man a lot. So she actually wants to ask uh, whoever's running the show over there at Canton High right now, she wants to hear them play it again. So and the nurse walked in on it and everything as she was humming it. It was just dope and great to see her. Great to see her smile, man. Cancer's a motherfucker, man. And so many complications that come with it. She was already dealing with a lot of shit even before that. So uh, shout out to all the Boom members out there. Shout out to the director and everybody that works with the band. You know, if y'all know somebody currently in the Boom, show this shit to them, man, so they know, goddamn it, what y'all do, man, is something that brings happiness to people. You feel me? I know y'all love music. You might just think about it as I'm just doing what the fuck I love to do, but what you do brings happiness to people. You feel me? And that to be able to do that is a gift from God. To make somebody happy without them having to take a drug or drink alcohol or do anything harmful to themselves. You just make music and you can make them happy. So that is a gift from God. You know what I'm talking about? So make sure y'all always use that gift. For real, for real. All right. And as always, love the Boom. But let's get into my first 5 takeaways from the game, though, y'all. Okay. Not much, not much. Okay. This was a motherfucking route. Okay. But just a few things to touch on, not only from this game, but just the week as a whole. All right. So, one, we dominated somebody we were supposed to dominate, and that's a good sign. Okay. You never want to see a team play down to its competition. All right. If you're supposed to whoop somebody's ass, goddamn it, go out there and whoop their ass and get the shit over with. As I talked about last week, kill a mosquito with a sledgehammer. Do like Prime Mike Tyson when he was facing an inferior opponent. You whoop their ass and get on down. That's what the fuck we did, and I was happy to see that. Okay, very happy to see that. That's a good sign. All right. Number 2, though. Number 2. Who the fuck is our quarterback? Who the fuck is our starting quarterback? For real, for real. No bullshit. Who the fuck is our starting quarterback? Okay. Because week 1, we got Jacobian. And from the looks of it, we're going to talk about this momentarily here. From the looks of it, okay. Everybody was saying ULM going to be our most difficult opponent this year. Of course, that's logical. That's an FBS opponent and all that kind of stuff. Cool. But sometimes, teams be looking one way and then throughout the season, they turn out to be trash whatsoever. Okay. It definitely looks like that's going to be our toughest opponent this year based on what Monroe did. Okay. We're going to talk about that with the third thing. But so we got Jacobian for the hardest game. And then we start McCoy for the easiest game, okay? And I'm hearing from a trusted source that McCoy been the one really running with the ones in the goddamn way, like through camp and all that kind of shit. Again, I told y'all before, I don't go no goddamn practices. I don't know all that. Okay. Like hell, I go to Ken and Zoe and Toronto and all them for that shit. That's where I go. Okay. But all I can say is somebody who I do trust told me, in his opinion, McCoy is better than Jacobian. McCoy been the one running with the ones. That he was shocked that Jacobian got the nod versus Monroe. So that made me say, whoa, what the fuck is going on here now? What is going on now? What is going on? Because I just said last week, if you got two quarterbacks, you got none. And I forget where I got that quote from. That might have been Bill Parcells. I forgot who that was. But that stuck with me. Because in football, ultimate team game, of course. Stand by that. I agree with that statement. But the quarterback is the leader of that offense, undoubtedly. The quarterback. I think even the defense looks to the quarterback, and a good quarterback can get them enthused about even what they do. So when you're in this situation, you got one guy starting one game, the other guy starting the next game, goddamn it, who's the guy? Who's the guy? Who's the guy? Who the fuck is the guy? Now, I pride myself on trying to give y'all a coaching perspective on a lot of this shit. As a former coach. And high school sports is intense. If you coach football or basketball at a high school where y'all expected to win, that shit is intense. So as somebody who's done that, I like to try to give y'all the perspective of a coach to kind of give you what they might be thinking. And the only thing that I can think of is Coach Taylor might have been trying to see in game what the fuck he got before he gets to the SWAC. Okay. Let me see what the fuck I got before we get to the shit that I actually get paid for. Okay. TC Taylor is not paid to beat Monroe. He's not paid to beat Lane. We want to win every game. Okay. But he paid to win the SWAC and to go get us a Celebration Bowl. Okay. That's what the mindset is. Okay. Win your league and go win your bowl. And so, only thing I can think is he wanted to see what these guys got in these first two games before we get to Southern. Okay. And I know Southern is not in the SWAC East. We understand that. But y'all know goddamn well everybody and their mama want to win that motherfucking game. Everybody and their mama want to win that game now. We're going to talk about that momentarily. Okay, in the next segment. Make sure y'all watch that. So maybe he want to make sure he's prepared for that. Okay. From what I understand, Mr. Mulligan will be back for that game, for the Southern game. Okay. So it seems like we're building up towards that. Here's the kicker, though. Here's the thing, though. And I know Coach Taylor in the post-game presser said he wanted to play McCoy more in the Monroe game. Okay. I wish he had. This is why. If he was trying to evaluate both guys to see for real in live game action, fuck what the reps been looking like in practice. Let me see what I got in live game action. If he was really trying to evaluate them, he needed to put McCoy in against ULM, because putting McCoy in against Lane and judging that versus what Jacobian did against Monroe, that's an extraneous variable right there. Any motherfucker out here that ever had to take statistics or anything like that, y'all already know what I'm talking about. Okay, like you can't even really compare those two, because one started against our hardest opponent, the other one started against the worst opponent. Okay, and he was looking good. Young King was looking good now until he got hurt. Looking damn good. Okay, but again, worst opponent versus Jacobian going against the best opponent. So I wish we could have seen McCoy in that game. All right, because I feel like we need a leader. We need a leader. We need them boys to be able to turn to one guy and say, "This our guy." When the shit hit the fan this year, at some point it's gonna hit the fan in the sweat. At some point, we're gonna need a drive. At some point, we're gonna need a first down. At some point, we're gonna need a goddamn score. And we're gonna need to turn to that guy. And he gonna have to goddamn drive us down that bitch. We're gonna need to believe in that guy. Okay? And I need us to go ahead and decide who the fuck that guy is as soon as possible. Okay? That's 2. 3, let's address ULM. I mentioned them. Okay, but let me tell y'all what I'm really talking about. All right. Y'all know that we lost to Monroe last week. I feel like we should have, or could have, let's say that. I feel like we could have won that game. We really could have. All right, but we've talked about that. All right. Meanwhile, that same week, UAB faced off against Alcorn. Okay. And in that game against Alcorn, UAB won 41-3. Okay. 41-3. Ass whooping. UAB put up 14 in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 3 in the third, and 10 in the fourth. Alcorn scored a field goal in the first, and that was all. Okay. They were dominated on the ground. Okay. UAB had 302 rushing yards to Alcorn's 117. UAB had 215 through the air to Alcorn's 60. So this was an ass whooping. Okay. Now you might say, first, why the fuck you telling us about Alcorn? I don't want to hear about them motherfucking, man. I damn sure don't want to hear about no UAB. This is why I'm telling y'all this. Okay. Because this week, UAB turned around and got their ass stomped by Monroe, 32-6. The same damn Monroe who we could have beat. Okay? We could have beat them damn boys. Y'all saw it. Okay? Y'all saw it. Monroe put belt to ass. 32-6. Okay? Shit. They ain't let them score in the second half. And only held them to field goals. They ain't scored a touchdown. Okay? Monroe went for 209 yards on the ground against them boys. Okay? So we were sitting up here complaining about our rush defense against them boys. They might just be like that. You know, when it goes, they probably won't be like that against the SEC or the Big Ten, some shit like that. But I'm talking about when it comes to maybe group of 5 On down, Monroe might just be like that when it comes to rushing the football. Okay. And they put belt to ass on UAB. Yes, they did. Shit, they only threw for 87 yards. They kept that bitch on the ground. It looks like that's what they like to do. Okay. So that contest that we had with ULM, even though we are dissatisfied with the loss, no doubt about it. Okay, we could have made history. So we're definitely dissatisfied with the loss now. Don't get shit twisted. But when you look at strength of schedule, our performance looked better. Okay. Really did. Hell, it was 14-7 at the half, 21-14 after 3. Okay. We're right there. But that's 3. 4. More evidence that Jackson State University is an FBS team in everything but name. More evidence. Okay. This king tweeted this out. Okay. And he's a good follow too, by the way. Y'all should follow this king. R.A. Sultan. He's at I Right to Praise. All right, that's 2 in the I Right to Praise. He's a good follow on Twitter. Shout out to that king. All right. He tweets out a lot of real shit. And so his tweet states, first home football games of the season. Who had better attendance? And he shows the attendance for Jackson State University. And the estimate here is 26,700. And this is from ESPN, by the way. And for Southern Miss, the estimate was 22,044. Southern Miss is in the Sun Belt. I'm trying to tell y'all. Me and Zoe trying to tell y'all. Okay. And that game, this lame game, this is for a game that folks weren't really anxious to see us play no motherfucking lane. Folks were anxious to see Jackson State play, so it's the first home game. You were anxious to get up in that bitch. Some folks were anxious to get up in that bitch and rock that red and protest of the president trying to basically ban the red. You know what I'm talking about? Like, people were anticipating all that kind of shit, you know, and still got 26,000 up in that bitch, knowing that a lot of folks held back because they gonna travel for the Southern game. They want to be there for that shit. Okay. And you still had more fans up in that bitch. Wish I was one of them. But more fans up in that bitch than Sunbelt Southern Miss. Okay. I'm telling y'all, as somebody who graduated from Southern Miss and somebody who took graduate courses at Jackson State. So I'm like this, both schools. These are my 2 colleges. Okay. And I'm telling you, there's more juice behind the Jackson State football program than it is the Southern Miss football program. It just is. It is. So why the fuck we playing? Why the fuck we missing out on money? Okay? We need to follow that plan that Zoe Phillips put forth. Okay? If you missed that segment, I put it out. Check that out. Okay, go watch the whole Zoe interview. I already put out the clip. You want to just watch that clip? Whatever. The man laid out a plan. We need the damn presidents and the SWAC to listen to that brother. The presidents and the MEAC to listen to that brother. That brother, the shit is 100. Start a new league, a new HBCU league at the FBS level. Okay, just like they got an Ivy League at the FBS level. Fuck it. put an HBCU league at the FBS level. We play for a bowl any goddamn way, and there's more enthusiasm behind our programs than many of these group of 5 programs. That's more evidence of it. Okay. That's 4. And 5. I want to shout out Isaiah Spencer, man. Want to shout you out, young king. This is a good young brother. This young brother sent me an autographed football just because his kinfolk asked him to. That's real shit. I got some money coming your way too, young king. Just on the string. And he ain't asked for no money, but I'm a real motherfucker. So I'm going to shoot you something, young king. I told my wife to holler at your kinfolk and get your cash up. So I'm gonna be shooting you something, young king. All right. But that's real shit. And I was glad to see this young king get his rocks off in this game. Okay. The young king went for 4 catches for 107 yards and a touchdown, and that included a 55-yarder. Okay. So I was glad to see the young king get off. I want to see him be involved throughout the year. You feel me? As I told y'all before, I knew this young man was gonna be cold, and I've been excited ever since I saw him play basketball. Okay, I went to a Madison Central versus Canton game at Madison Central. My wife's little brother used to play for Canton High, and so we went to watch him play. And Isaiah Spencer basically won that game for them damn Jaguars by himself. Okay, he was hooping. And I've said countless times, when you got a hooper who ain't no pussy, I mean, he ain't scared to get hit out there on that football field. You put a hooper out there who ain't no pussy, that motherfucker gonna ball. Okay? That motherfucker gonna ball. Like motherfuckers always having this damn debate about basketball versus football and all that kind of shit. It's no doubt that basketball players are more skilled than football players. Okay. And basketball, you not only got to run, jump, and catch, you got to do something with the motherfucker once you catch that bitch. Okay. You got to be able to dribble that thing. Everybody got to be able to pass. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody got to be able to catch. So there's more skill involved. So when you take somebody who's athletic, got good hands, and put them on a football field where they ain't got to dribble the ball, they ain't got to shoot the ball, they just got to get open and catch that bitch. If they are not scared of the physicality, they gonna ball. Okay. And that young man got that in him. Okay. So I would love to see him involved in the scheme, not only in this damn lane game. I want to see him involved throughout the year. Okay. So I just wanted to shout out that young king. But that's my 5, y'all. Those are my 5 takeaways from the lane game. All right. Put it on some.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel, because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.